morning. Yoga, the way to lead life. That is the topic today. What should lead our life? What really is our goal? Of course, if we ask people, they will say happiness and peace. And for that, the goal is ought to be what will give us happiness. So naturally, wealth is one's thought. If we have a lot of money, we'll be happy. After that, they realize, no, only money doesn't give us happiness. So, what more? Friends. So people, if we are around, we have good friends, that will give us happiness. Then what else? After that, we start growing old, pain comes. We have wealth, we have friends, but bodily pain. Then what? Healthy body. Then there are other things come. What really will give us happiness? That is the problem. It's not, nothing is given. So finally we realize that all these things of the world were not enough to give us permanent happiness. So nothing can really lead our life to its culmination, what we wish in life. Neither the wealth, nor power, nor name and fame, nor a lot of people, nor a lot of friends, not a very healthy life for a long time, even that. If one has healthy life but has no control over his mind, he will be frustrated from that. Wants to do everything what he likes and he is able to do, but after some time that also doesn't give him happiness. He wants to watch TV, he doesn't want to go to office because he has that freedom and he wants to eat whatever. Will that person be the happiest person in the world, you think? I want to sleep, I want to watch TV, I don't want to go office, I want to eat whatever I like. That really, after some time, he will be bored with that life. Nothing of this world really gives us happiness. So what gives us happiness? What is the way we should go in life? What should be our goal that we really seek? We do not know what we seek, that is our problem. So the spirituality, religion all came together, and you know what? You don't know what you seek. You seek to arrive to the position from where you have come. There is one goal, that is your source. Goal and source are one. You want to be united with that goal, and that union is called yoga. So yoga, it has to be the goal of life. Otherwise, what we seek in life, we won't get anything else. Yoga can only be the goal of life. And what yoga, or the union with our souls, is the goal of life, then what is the way? What is the path? Path also is called yoga. Swamiji said, according to definition, it says, yoga means union. From the root, yud in Sanskrit means union. We find many yoga being practiced nowadays. In one article, one lady wrote in New York Times 2 years ago that she begins the article with that. If you are unhappy because the gas station near your house has been converted into a yoga center, then you have to blame to Swami Vivekananda for that. Because he was the one who brought yoga, the word yoga and concept of yoga to the West as early as 1893. And what Swamiji brought yoga and what yoga is being practiced is not totally same. But what this yoga and exercise being practiced had a deeper goal. The yoga that is practiced as Hatha yoga or some say hot yoga, there are so many varieties. And they are meant to keep the body fit and mind peaceful. That alone cannot be the goal of life. That is prelude to what we really seek through yoga. So what is the ultimate of yoga? Again, is the union. Union of what? Of what I want to merge with. Each individual soul is like a drop of water. And every drop of water that is in this world will not be satisfied until it unites with its source. What is the source? Source is the ocean. So every drop of water wants to rush back to the ocean. That is our case. we also want to rush back and meet the place where we are born from. And that place where we have come, that is called Brahman, that is called Nirvana, that is called Father in Heaven, that is called Krishna, that is called Kali. Different names, different ideas, but that is the source. And to unite that, we have to practice yoga. In multifaceted, multi-purpose and multi-approach world, what we need to have that union towards union of that source, that place. Either we could practice exclusive path or inclusive path of all different yogas. There are various ways to reach that state, our source and our goal. In fact, goal is the source. Ultimate source is the ultimate goal of human life. Human lives rather. Because if we do not reach that goal in this life, we will be born again and we will try to reach that life, that goal. Until we reach that goal, we will be trying and trying again. That's why we will be reborn one after another. Then which path to follow? There are 4 ways where we can reach that goal, yoga. Yoga is such a great path. Sri Krishna tells to Arjuna, who said, I want peace in life, I want to go away from this battle and killing. I don't know whether we will kill them or they will kill us. We don't know anything. I don't want anything of this. I want to have a life of a mendicant, living on alms, nothing to do with kingdom. Sri Krishna says that way you cannot be happy again. That is not the way to fulfillment. For this moment you are saying that, but what you are seeking is not really that thing. That you want to beg alms and eat whatever gives you and you feel you will be happy. You won't be happy that way, Arjuna. You are made to fight, that is in your blood. This warrior blood, battleman blood is there in your veins. So by that way you cannot be happy. Then what should I do, Lord? Be a yogi. Tasmad yogi bhava, O Arjuna. That Sri Krishna said. Swami Vivekananda had gone to some Tibetan monastery where nobody was allowed. And those people who were going, suddenly they found they are in the territory of the monastery where they didn't welcome any other person who didn't belong to them. And when they saw the monks in a very agitated state, they are coming towards the group, all of us left. And they were Chinese speaking people. Swamiji asked them, what is the word for yogi? Can you say me? So they tell the word for yogi, and Swamiji, when they were approaching with a very harsh attitude, agitated attitude, Swamiji said, they were asking something which Swamiji didn't understand. Swamiji told them that who he was a yogi in Chinese. And they all came and became friendly. How this yoga and yogi is, how much desire, even in other religions, other languages. Those who understand about yoga, they know what the yoga means and what the yogi means. Everyone practices all yoga in life. Even those who do not practice spirituality, they also follow yoga. If yoga means reflection, if yoga means loving others, if yoga means unselfish word, everyone follows yoga in life. Whether they believe in religion, they are atheists, doesn't matter. Even a child, you see, he also practices yoga of reflection. How does he do? In a school, in kindergarten school, very difficult child, disturbing all, making noise. What the teacher does? Teacher says, come, go and sit in a room. There is always a separate room, and that child is asked to go there and sit quietly and think what you have used the words, used to use rude words. Have you done this right or wrong? Small kids, 5, 6 years old, he goes and sits in the room, and what does he do? He has to reflect. He has to think, that's yoga. He's practicing, he's reflecting upon himself whether what I did. Yoga is all about thinking about ourselves, whether we are doing right or wrong. When we do not think about our deeds and our thoughts, then we are not practicing yoga. That small child doesn't know anything about the yoga, what are things, and then comes after a few minutes and tells the teacher, yes, I was wrong, it was my mistake to have said that way. You see, he reflected and he or she understood how she behaved with others in the class was wrong. That person practiced yoga. We say Shankaracharya. Shankaracharya was only Jnana Yogi because he didn't believe in other yogas. He was always thinking that world is unreal, only neti. The verse that you heard from Shankara just now, the chanting, the hymn, it says not about the neti. It says about the Guru. I got everything in my life, all the praise, all the fame, all the wealth. I am honored in this world, I am honored in foreign, but if I do not have love for the lotus feet of my Guru, what becomes of what honor I get? It is all zero. In the language of Sri Ramakrishna, one is that. When we have devotion to Guru, the Guru here stands for ultimate reality. Guru is the one who shows us path to ultimate reality. When you have devotion to the lotus feet of Guru, then your mind will be satisfied. You forget Guru, you forget spirituality, you forget your goal, and you want to achieve the things that come on the way, like the Sri Ramakrishna example of mice in the godown, granary, where they eat always the puffed rice and not reaching the real solid grains, and are happy with eating the rice and the puffed grain that are strewn on the ground. So they have not reached there. So is our case. When we seek that, we'll be happy without practicing yoga, without thinking of our ultimate goal in life and the little thing that life gives. Like wealth, little fame, little award, little passing in the exam, getting a little good job, and we say, oh, I have achieved everything. You have not achieved, dear friend. A lot of suffering waiting for you. And what can suffering of life take away? It is the yoga. Yoga means bhakti, devotion to God. Yoga means loving human beings. Yoga means meditation. Yoga means thinking of the reality. All comes under the yoga. If you do not practice yoga, there is no cessation of sorrow. That's why Sri Krishna gave at least two beautiful definitions of the yoga. One, he says, yoga is that which removes the incoming sufferings. Tam vidya yoga samyoga viyogam. Dukkha samyoga viyogam yoga. Dukkha is coming and trying to catch you. If you can drive it off, that is yoga. How we can remove the suffering of the world. This world gives us suffering in many ways. And how can we be happy in this world? Sri Ramakrishna said, you have to live in the world like a mudfish. While there is confusion, there is problems, there is dichotomy, there is people behaving in a different way. Your friend behaves not like a friend after some time. On whom you put faith, your faith is broken. So many things happen in the world. So how can I be happy in this world? Live like a mudfish. What yoga does, Swami Vivekananda says, yoga will not make the world change. You cannot make it better. What the yoga does is you understand how the world works. When you get the knowledge of the nature of the world, that makes you free from suffering. You can take up the thing. When you understand and do not expect something from even your closest friend, then that closest friend, if somehow he betrayed you, you say the world is like that. It happened this to this person, it happened this to that person. You remember from the Shakespeare, you remember from the Bible, what Judas did to his teacher Christ, that you read the Macbeth, and all that you remember. That world is like that. And that is the understanding that you are following the yoga. That which would give you a lot of suffering, you say, world does that, but it doesn't matter. You can absorb the treatment of the world. That is the thing yoga does. So that Shankara was talking, that Shankara practiced Bhakti Yoga, he practiced Karma Yoga. How did he practice Karma Yoga? How much he traveled all over India and tried to give the philosophy of Advaita to make the people happy for their ultimate life. That he did. He didn't sit at one place. He walked all over India and he wanted to give the knowledge to the people. That is Karma Yoga he wanted to do. And his Bhakti Yoga, he revived so many temples. He wrote so many beautiful hymns, as we heard today. And there are so many other songs, so many gods and goddesses. Though he believed in one Brahman. Brahma Satyam Jagat Mithya was his main thing. But he knew, he practiced Bhakti Yoga, he practiced Raja Yoga, he practiced Karma Yoga, he practiced all the yoga, not only the Jnana Yoga. That's why Swami Vivekananda said, if you do not practice all yogas in your life, you are not the real follower of Sri Ramakrishna. To be able to become a follower of Sri Ramakrishna, you need to practice all yoga in life. Swamiji divided yoga generally into 4 categories. So there are different tendencies, according to the tendencies of the human beings, it is divided. To a person who wants to work, it's very active. He cannot meditate or he has that emotion towards something. So he's very active in working and he wants to help people. So for them, it is the Karma Yoga. And what happens in Karma Yoga? Karma Yoga is the union between individual and the whole humanity. He tries to feel joy in serving others, in feeding others, in working for others. When others are happy, he feels happy. So he in fact becomes one with everyone in the world. And that unity is yoga, and that type of yoga is called Karma Yoga. There is a mystic which wants his own soul, self, to unite with the Supreme Self. And that is the mystic or Jnana Yoga. And there is a lover who wants to unite with his beloved. What is the most beloved? It can be God. Whomever you think that is the most beloved of mine, that is God. So the Bhakti Yoga, it unites the devotee with the God. It comes closer and closer and then starts seeing God everywhere. To the philosopher, it is the union of existence. Whole existence is united. Whole existence, not only human beings, not only God and devotee, but whole existence become one. So that is the philosopher. That is basically in a nutshell what the yoga is. So what is the utility of yoga? What is meant by union here at a rudimentary level is to build a relationship with your fellow creatures. First we start making relationship. That is my friend. That is the human being suffering. So whatever we do for the good of others, it becomes yoga. When there is calamity in Haiti and you send some money there or donate some people who are collecting for money, that becomes your yoga. You build a relationship with those people because you feel they are people like you and you try to unite with them through a donation of $10, $50, whatever you do. You don't donate. You read in the news, you feel sympathy. Oh, what is happening to them? That also is yoga. You feel for the people suffering and then you come to the shrine and pray to the Lord. People make them strong enough to endure this problem. Be with them. Give them solace. That becomes yoga. Then you are related with those people. You feel relation, or when you build up relation, it is a sign of unity in a varying degree. And when you have real suffering, then you feel one with them. There have been cases where the yogis have felt one with another person. With Bhakti Yoga, Saint Francis of Assisi used to meditate on Jesus and Jesus on the cross. And the union was so much, the feeling of pain of Jesus was so much, the Saint Francis developed stigmata, the signs on his palm and feet. And there were blood stains, there was mark and blood came out from those places. How it happened? he felt himself one with the Jesus on cross. Sri Ramakrishna was sitting in his room on his veranda, and down below on the Ganga he could see two boatmen fighting. And there was quarrel between them, and suddenly one boatman slaps another boatman on his body. Sri Ramakrishna is standing quite far away. He cries out, "Ah!" His attendant came out, "Uncle, what happened? Why are you crying? Did somebody did something to you?" Nobody was there. You see, they are fighting there, and one of them hit another person. He said, "I feel so much pain here when that person hit." And that attendant Hridaya sees there is a mark of 5 fingers on his body, on Sri Ramakrishna's body. That is unity. When you feel the difference is gone, that person become you. The two persons quarreling become yourself. Whoever would have been another, Sri Ramakrishna would have felt the same pain. Not that he identified with himself with one and not with other. Whoever have done, he would have felt the same thing. That is what the yoga can bring. Yoga can make you that very person. It can make you so soft-hearted, so close to another person. These are the signs of yoga. In yoga, there is suffering. Because that man suffered, you suffer. But there is so much of joy of this feeling of unity. And what about experiencing the joy of others? When you are happy, I feel happy. What about that? Yoga is that. If we are not yogis, what we do? You are happy, I feel bad. Oh, that person is so happy, I am envious of you. This owner's pride and neighbor's envy is not for the yogi. And that won't give you happiness. Something advertised that if we buy this thing is owner's pride and neighbor's envy. So enviousness will not give you real peace and happiness. That is not really we desire. What we desire is unity. That is the basis of truth. We all are one. We just see many without understanding we all are one. Until and unless we come to the feeling of unity with everyone, there can be no peace, no real happiness. Because seeing difference is ignorance. Seeing unity is knowledge. This unity is yoga. Therefore, this relationship is needed, and this relationship yoga takes us to this unity, feeling of unity. And how to attain this unity? How to attain the state of yogi? How to practice yoga? That is the thing. So there are 4 ways to practice yoga. Sri Krishna says, if one doesn't even believe in God, he can become a yogi. How you can become a yogi? You have to transform yourself. You have to evolve yourself. How will I evolve? If you have that wish to make yourself better, the guidance will come. Guru will come. Some teaching will come. Sri Krishna said, Uddharet Atmana Atmanam. Atmaiva Ripuratmana. How can one practice yoga? You change yourself, you evolve yourself, you upgrade yourself by whom? By yourself. Na atmanam avasada. Don't be depressed. You can change yourself up, upgrade yourself. That is what message of Gita and Sri Krishna. And that is yoga. Atmaiva hyatmano bandhu atmaiva ripuratmana. You don't have to find enemy or hateful persons all over the world. You yourself become your enemy, you yourself become your friend. And yoga is the process by which I become my friend. I don't become my enemy. When I become my enemy, Sri Krishna again explains that. Bandhur atma manastasya ena atmaiva atmanajita. Anatmanastu satrutve vartmeva. So when you are self-controlled, when your intelligence have control over yourself, when you can see what is right and what is wrong to do, when you say that hating someone is wrong, I will not hate this person though this person may hate me. That is the time you are trying to evolve yourself. I will not become angry in adverse situations. I will not become angry to the person who is honking behind my car. I will not become angry. When you say that, you are practicing yoga. You are imposing self-control. You are behaving yourself as a friend. When you become angry on some person becoming angry on you, then you yourself become your enemy. That person didn't become your enemy, you have become your enemy. On that story in Global Vedanta once came, I related another time earlier also, that there was one person in New York going in a cab, and the person was going in the cab, suddenly from ahead, the cab was driving, just in front of him from a parking lot, one car came. And this taxi had to screech to brake, put the brake, hit the brake. And that man who was coming from the parking lot, he became very angry and started yelling on this driver. Driver was smiling and he said nothing. And after saying a lot of things and abusing words, that man in front of him who had come to the road from the parking lot, he went forward. And this man, driver, waved him smilingly, didn't say nothing. Passenger said, it was not your fault, that man should have seen when coming to the road, and he was yelling and you didn't say anything to him. Then the driver said, you see, people in the world, they move with a load of garbage bag on their back. And that bag they want to dump on any person that comes. And that if you react to that person who is having this garbage bag of anger and hatred and all bad words, if you react to that, you are opening yourself and accepting that garbage on yourself. You will also be behaving the same way. So I didn't use myself to become a garbage bin, and I didn't react that. So he went away. So that's why there you get the control of yourself. You are not becoming angry. Then you become your friend. You are practicing yoga. You are trying to behave with other person equally as if he is a good person. So this equanimity is yoga. Doing work with good skill is yoga. Yoga karmasu kaushalam. All what you do with a good skill, that is yoga. What is good skill? Not that you work anything very perfectly, that's of course yoga. A surgeon does surgery very perfectly, that is yoga. A housewife cooks very nicely, that is yoga. Doing things with perfection. But the yoga still goes ahead. You do with perfection, and then you don't want any praise for that. That becomes the combination of yoga. You do good, and then you don't try to get the name and fame. Because they are short-lived. Today one person you cook the thing in such a way, today you give to the son and he will praise. He is happy, he likes it. Next day he comes, he is in a different mood, he gives food, but he doesn't like that food, the same food you have prepared in the same way. And he yells at you. So if you accept his praise and you are angry with his blame, what yoga you have practiced? Doing things with skill, yoga karmasu kaushalam, and not accepting praise or blame. Treating praise and blame equally. I have done my work, that is the yoga I could do. That becomes yoga. Yoga karmasu kaushalam. So, what are the characteristics of a real who has achieved the yoga? They stand on equanimity. What equanimity? Jitatmanah prashantasya paramatma samahita. They are always connected with the Paramatma, with the highest state of what will happen. Supreme Soul, they are always samahita, always connected there. And jitatmanah, they have conquered whom? Yourself, themselves. Those who have conquered themselves, and prashanta. They are always peaceful. No insult can make them angry. Nothing can then make them sad. That is the state of highest yogi. And then shitoshna sukha dukkheshu tatha mana pamana. And they treat all equally, cold and summer. Beautiful spring and winter is strong. They treat equally. Means they are not disturbed by the winter storm. They accept in the winter, in December, January, in Toronto, when you are here, there will be winter storm. When you are in summer in India, you go to in India in July and say, oh, how warm, how hot it is. I was better off in Toronto. That yogi will not say. When you go to India in summertime, it will be scorching hot in the plains of India. That we expect and that you accept. Not that you feel the same staying in an air-conditioned room in Toronto and walking on the sun in Delhi. You feel the same. It doesn't happen. You will sweat. But you are prepared to accept that. That becomes yogi. That is called treating both equally. Shitosna, Shita and Usna, you are treating equally. In winter there will be snowstorm, there will be minus 30 temperature. In summer it may go to plus 40. But that's what it is. It is not that you change the world, you understand the world, and then you accept the world. That is yoga. Jnana Vijnana Triptatma Kutastho Vijitendriya Yukta Ityuchyate Yogi Samalostas Makanchana. We all feel so much attracted to the things of the world. Gold, if you hear the word gold, something precious, something to be accumulated, something to be possessed, that idea comes. But for a yogi, Samalostas Makanchana. For a yogi, a clod of earth, a stone, and a piece of gold, all are same. If he finds a $100 bill lying on the ground, he will not be attracted. Nobody could see and I could grab it first. He will have not that greed for the thing. If he grabs it, he will try to give it to the person who lost the money. How can I find that person? Not putting in the pocket. Nobody has said I put in the pocket. Oh, I got $100 bill. For him, money and piece of paper is same. Saman Dostas Makanchana. Sri Ramakrishna practiced this. He took money in one hand and the earth in another, clod of earth in another, and said, this is same. Money is earth, earth is money. It is said in the Gita. And he threw both in the Ganga. And his practice was such, not that, and his practice was such that it imprinted upon his mind, and throughout his life, he never treated money as something that he should possess. Rather, if someone wanted to give him money, he would refuse. And one person was pestering him, please take this money, it will help you, you have to clean your room, you have to buy the things. After he said a lot and was pestering, somehow Sri Ramakrishna could refuse. After that man went, he said, oh, I felt like someone was sawing my skull into two. He was saying so much to accept money. Mathur Babu said, Baba, I need to give you some land. He said, what are you saying? I will acquire some land in my name? No, I can't do that. That is the equanimity. Having nothing, possessing nothing. Then what? When he renounced everything, didn't have anything to use, whatever he needed, he said to someone, bring one cloth for me. That person was so happy, he doesn't ask anyone to give anything, and that person brought 2 clothes for him. Then Sri Ramakrishna said, thank you very much. But how many clothes did I ask you? You had asked me 1 cloth, but you will need, when you wash that, you will need. He said, oh, I had asked you 1, just to give me 1, you take back 1. You will not accept more than what needed. That's what is called aparigraha, non-possession. Yogi will always do that. Kutastho Vijitendriya. His kutastha is always established in the self, never ruffled by the praise or blame, by the honor or dishonor. Always same in all conditions. Samatvam yoga uchyate. Yoga is equanimity. You are same in all conditions. Often people change so much. Oh, that person behaved that way, he was very happy and behaved well, and when I went this time, he was a totally different man. His mood changed. In a yogi, mood doesn't change. He is kutastha, he is same. Not that he is always angry, he is always accepting, he is always happy, he always will behave good with you. Then what the yogi does? Surin mitra udasina madhyastha dvesha bandhusu sadhuswapi cha papeshu sama buddhi vishishyate. He has same buddhi, same treatment for good and bad, for friend and foe. He treats them alike. Because he has no foe, all are his friends. He has no papi, he has no unrighteous person, all for him are righteous person. So when they come to him, he treats them with all love and kindness. He speaks with them all with good words. For him the whole world is nothing but God, nothing but good. He sees the whole world as good. He excels, says, he excels who looks with an equal eye to good men, friends, foes, indifferent persons, neutrals, antagonists, relations, righteous and unrighteous. All are seen with an equal eye. And then, Sarva bhutaasthamatmanam sarva bhutani chatmani ikshate yoga yuktatma sarvatra samadarshana. They see all equal. Sarvatra, everywhere they see with the same eye. Then he says, who sees me in all and who sees all in himself, that is yoga. And tasyaham na pranasyami. When you see me in all beings, God in all beings, the God can be your personal God. God can be the Brahman, the ultimate reality. God can be your own self. But you have to see the unity everywhere, the same being in everywhere. When that happens, then you are not lost. You are not lost nowhere. Then how to treat others, he said very nicely. Atmo pammena sarvatra samam pashyati yorjuna sukham va yadiva dukham sa yogi paramo mata. That is the supreme yogi who treats others as what happens to himself, whether in pain or pleasure, who never gives pain to others. You don't want to be painful, you don't want to be dishonored, you don't want to be insulted. That person will not insult any other person through thought, word or deed. So that is the supreme yogi, Sri Krishna says, one who treats others as he would like to behave, he would like to get himself. He always gives himself. Then when one attains this yoga, sukhena brahma sangsparsam atyantam sukhamasnuti. When one attains sukham, and when touches the Brahman, touches that unity, then he lives in extreme happiness. That is the place. Without that feeling of unity, which comes through the path of yoga, yoga through bhakti, yoga through action, yoga through meditation, yoga through philosophical inquiry, whatever path you follow, you reach the same goal, and then you find the unity of yourself with all human beings, with all life, with whole nature, with the whole universe. You feel it's all one. And then resides the supreme peace for that person. And to that person, no suffering can move that person. So that is the way our life should lead to the yoga. Yoga alone can be the way which should lead our life, so that we attain peace in this life, friendliness with everyone in this while we are living. And when we leave this body, we live with satisfaction and contentment. Thank you.